Well, it's a glorious sunshiny day today, but I get sunburnt, so I thought I'd look at cars.
The Alfa Romeo Aerodynamica was built in the late 1930s to challenge the then current German auto union racing cars. And then World War II happened, and they never got to race it. This Austin Swallow is a one-man car with 3 seats. The Tucker was a revolutionary car for its day, with a Cyclops headlight and many other features that have not been imitated in some other cars to this day. It also cost $500,000 each to make, and they only made like 40. This is one of the later model Citroën 2CVs with the second headlight. The inflatable Michelin Man is an optional extra. This is the 1939 Auto Union Wanderer. You might notice that a lot of comic books, well, a certain comic book has taken some design cues from this particular car. The Holden Effigy is a concept car which was built in the, this century, and is modelled after the old FJ. It's perfect. And this is an original 1956 Holden FJ, after which the Effigy is modelled. You can tell it's not the Effigy because this one's not perfect.
Same colour.
With the luxury cars of the 1920s, even the repair kits rode in style. Of course, back in the 1920s, they used to think of pretty much everything when they built cars. For example, remember back when you maybe didn't have enough room in the car and you used to shove people in the boot? I mean, that's highly illegal, but back then they used to accommodate for this. This luxury limousine from the 1980s had all of the conveniences, like a 5-inch black and white television. This 1926 Buick Hearse is still in working condition and in fact is still in use with most of the original parts, except for the dead body in the back. In order to get ready for Motorclassica and other such events, a lot of work has to be done to a car. This 1960 Bentley wasn't ready. There is a long and interesting story about the 57 Chevy. It seems that a lot of the 57 Chevys were actually not built by Chevrolet in 1957. They were actually fakes, built with borrowed parts. That's the story. The story itself turned out to be a fake. And here is the Aston Martin that was used by George Lazenby on Her Majesty's Secret Service. You know, George Lazenby is the one with the... He only did one.
when you have a classic car, you need a classic Bowser to keep your drinks in. Back in the 1920s, cars needed a lot of fuel. But just because none of us can get into the cars here, it doesn't mean that there is any shortage of hot racing action.
Sunshine. I had. It was the most expensive luxury car on the market in the Soviet Union. So nobody had them, apart from Soviet army majors. Now, in the front seat, if you have a look, it's all very genuine, even down to the bottle of vodka lying there, which all Soviet cars came standard. I'm dangerously talented and I don't have a cool sign-off.